What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for tuning back into another video. That intro clip right there is what I mentioned on the last video. We went outside and sprayed the car off of all the dust, and it really just brought out the whole vibrancy of the car. You can see right back here, it's not sanded, buffed, or anything. It's still on that dull phase, but it still has a little bit of almost mimicked clear from the integrated clear, or whatever you want to call it. That being said, we're not focusing this video on the RSX or the CRX either. Speaking of the CRX, the giveaway is still live. We have about 90 spots as I'm recording this, and I just got a couple messages right now as I got this first clip out, so we're probably going to be going up. Total of 200 spots. You guys can still enter to win. You get a shirt, 2 stickers, and a free entry into this giveaway. So if you guys haven't already checked that out, make sure to go check it out down in the description or on our social media pages at Slow Integra or SB Tuning Car Culture on Facebook. That being said, we do have some goodies for the Integra today. If you follow me on Instagram, you already saw what one of the goodies is, and the other one is kind of from the old version of the Integra, but we're going to integrate it in a new way. So right back here, we have our FCS race fuel cell. I believe this is a 3-gallon, if I'm not mistaken. I actually found a great deal for this online, and I didn't really want to get a fuel cell that wasn't FCS because they're top-notch stuff. And I picked this up for a good price used, and it's still in great condition. So we're going to be rocking this. And as for the other component, this is the Volkswagen Sirocco. I always forget how to pronounce it. Shane, if you're watching this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. He actually showed me this a couple years ago, and it's like a budget tucked radiator. Now, when we actually use this on the car, you can see these little pegs with Allen head bolts that go on the bottom of this weight plate. That's what these little holes were for. And it tucked in the front of the core support. So it was able to fit perfectly without anybody seeing it. But now since we're going forward facing, this obviously wouldn't be able to fit. So I'd have to buy another radiator. I'd have to get like a small KLM or Speed Factory radiator. And we didn't want to have a small one with less cooling capacity. So we decided to go ahead and keep this and see if we can mount it in the back. Now, I have most of the stuff cleared out on the bottom of the car, which is where we want to mount it, but I haven't done any testing yet. So essentially, the FCS fuel cell is gonna go right over here in that little valley, I guess that's called, or whatever. You can see the hose at the end is where the filler neck goes. And then we're hoping to mount the radiator right up here. And it is gonna be a tight fit from the looks of it, but the radiator is short enough that I think it should still be able to fit. So we're gonna go ahead and bring this over right now and give it a little test fit and see what we have to do, if we have to modify anything. And if we do, like always, we'll show you how to do it. All right, so before we actually get anything started mounting-wise, we wanna take away all the excess stuff we have down here. The main thing right now would be the straps that hold the OEM gas tank. So these are these 2 main straps. And I think the FCS kit for the fuel cell utilizes the stock little hangers, if I'm not mistaken. So we're keeping this right here. It's gonna set right there, and if you buy it new from FCS, it comes with the brackets and everything. This guy that I bought it from didn't send me the brackets or anything, so we're probably gonna have to fab something up for that. Sound like I'm a wannabe fabricator saying I'm gonna fab something up, but it's all good. Let me see if I can unbolt this real quick. All right, that's a 14mm. Okay, so that's out of the way. As for the trailing arm side of things, I really do want to get also the FCS kit, the rear trailing arms, the lightweight ones with the light brakes and whatnot, but that's a little out of my budget for now, and we'll see, maybe in the future. I don't think it utilizes the stock e-brake anyway, so we'll be using a hydraulic staging brake as we did before. Let me see. This needs to go up anyway. I'm gonna get these brake lines out of the way. But it looks like it's gonna fit okay. The fuel cell goes right here. The radiator should go somewhere around right here. The good thing is there's already pre-threaded, welded on holes all around here for other things, I guess. Like, pretty sure these are for the center brace that normally goes inside of the car. If you guys are OG subscribers to the channel, you know that we removed that brace when we were doing the lightweight reduction on the whole car. And that's what these spot welded nuts are for up here. You probably can't see it from that angle, but they're all across the top. Okay, so That's gonna have to move a little. Let me see this side. Oh, it lines up pretty close. I think I need a different hose. Is that even called a hose? For the filler. I think it's a different one for FCS. Pretty sure his is bigger. Pause, big pause. But it'll sit somewhere around here. Let's see if we can mock up the radiator. Now, if I were to make a wild guess, I would say the fans would be up to draw in air, have more surface right here for air to come in. But according to videos and pictures I've seen, they're doing it with the fans facing downwards. So, let's see, right about right there fits up pretty well. It actually fits really good. We'll just have to make a couple brackets. Off the back, we can use those pegs and then make some steel brackets just to hold it into place. And for the front, we can drill through, at least on this side, I can drill through some extra like non-tapped brackets and make something up like that, but I think it'll fit pretty good. I gotta find out specifically if people are separating it from the body or keeping it close, or how they want to mount it correctly to have like the correct cooling life, or whatever you want to call it. I wish I had a way to hold this up. The other jack isn't gonna reach. Maybe if I use a little piece of wood. I think it's right there. Pretty sure it's mounted. All right. Looks okay. Not too shabby. I think it's gonna fit pretty good up there. Nice. All right, so I had some flat aluminum. I kind of made like this little tiny bracket. It goes to that threaded hole like I showed you, and then it'll go to where that drop down adjustment is for the stock fuel tank. So it should fit right there pretty good. I checked it already. The cell sits nicely up in there. I'm gonna actually go to the store and pick up a little bit of thicker flat aluminum. That way it's a lot stronger, and although it's not gonna be holding a lot of weight, we wanna have it a little thicker, and then we'll end up having some like spot welds welded onto the tank. I've seen that's how they do it before on other fuel cells and whatnot. A lot of FCS ones do it too, so it should be pretty easy. And then considering this was just like bent up real quick, I'll have it a lot nicer for the other one. But once that's done, then we can make some brackets off of there, probably off the same little spot, maybe to right back there, or we'll play with ideas for the radiator. Right now I really just want to get the fuel cell mounted. We just took a little trip to Home Depot and we got 8 foot of this flat aluminum. I think it's an 1/8 inch if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1/8 inch by 2 inch. I think this is going to be a good material to weld onto the bottom of the tank and attach to the mounts, because it looks a little flimsy like this because it's super long, but if the other one, the thin metal that we had earlier, it seemed like a decent mount, this is going to be a lot stronger. And I'm pretty stoked with this. I definitely didn't need 8 feet, but there wasn't anything that was shorter than this. So I went ahead and got it, and it doesn't hurt to have this, especially since I do plan on getting a TIG welder sometime this year and actually start messing with aluminum and be able to make little things out of the flat aluminum and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and cut out, I think the template's still right under there, what I was messing with earlier. I'm going to go ahead and cut out that same length from the big one and try to mock it back up into place and see if we can kind of get somewhere with it. All right, guys, we ended up bolting up one of the brackets. You can see it's a lot longer than what it needs to be. We're gonna have to cut that to size. And I think I might end up mimicking the same thing for the other side. But before I actually get this to the size or to the spot that I wanted and whatnot, I think I actually might end up redoing this. But before I do that, I wanna get the filler neck kit that comes from FCS, because it didn't come with it since I bought it secondhand. But it's basically like a coupler with an aluminum tube that's actually the right size to use the OEM filler neck. So I want to get that installed, ordered and installed obviously, before we can actually move forward with the mounting. And there are still a few more things that we have to get, like I believe it's dash 12 fittings, because I had some dash 10s and they were too small to go on the back of the cell. So a couple dash 12 fittings, some line, a Y if I'm using 1 pump, or if I use 2 pumps, just do 2 pumps, and then off those 2 pumps Y. I have to figure out the whole fuel system. Not only that, but I also have to figure out how I'm gonna mount it, which is the most important thing in correspondence to the radiator, because the radiator is also gonna have to get mounted. So I think what I'm gonna have to end up doing is just ordering all the stuff for it, and then kind of mount it and plumb it and do all that stuff at the same time. That way everything works well with one another and whatnot. That does pretty much sum up the video though. We kind of just wanted to show you guys the FCS cell and our plans for the rear radiator. I think it's going to come out pretty good. We're going to do an electric pump on this. A couple of people said that you could do the OEM pump and have it go all the way to the rear, talking about the water pump obviously. But we just decided we're going to do an electric one, and it's going to cool down a lot better, not only when you're on high RPM, but even at low RPM you can speed it up. That way it cools a lot more. And then at the shutdown at the end of the pass, you can throw it in neutral, have your water pump up, and make sure your car cools down super fast. So I'm really stoked about that, and yeah, it's just gonna look so much cleaner in the front. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. I've been reading all the comments. As for the CRX giveaway, we sold like 70 spots with shirts and everything today, so it's almost sold out. By the time you guys see this, I'm gonna try to upload this tomorrow morning. Hopefully we have a few more, so try to get your spots in. But yeah, like I said, let me know in the comment section down below about what you think about the rear mounted radiator and fuel cell, and we'll see you on the next video, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great night. Peace.